Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Oh, one last lightning bolt just struck the radio station there. Sorry about that. Sorry, double
glitch in the Matrix.
Sorry, double features. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101, 603, 70 degrees. It actually looks pretty nice out right now, and it's going to be beautiful all day considering what happened overnight. I'm not sure what you guys are waking up to in your neighborhood. I woke up with a tree branch, a big one on my car this morning.
I woke up with water in my basement.
Oh, boy.
So that was fun.
Case, what'd you wake up with?
Well rested, smile on my face.
Case slept through the entire tornado warning and severe thunderstorm warning last night.
Feel good.
Usually he
Feel
gets scared. He texts me when this happens, when the sirens went off.
Oh my gosh.
For the second time in my life of living in Chicago, 16 years, the tornado warning alarms went off. Only the second time. And the other time was last year in the city, like in Wrigley Field. Like it's coming for Wrigley Field. The tornado's going to take it out.
There was a lot going on last night in our household. Sirens went off. We were trying to keep a baby asleep. 10-year-old obviously didn't like the sound of sirens. You know what's funny, though? He came running out of his room once he started going off. He thought it was his kid's safe. And which scared him because it would mean someone's in his room because his safe is in his closet. And I'm like, okay, calm down. It's just a tornado. If no one's breaking into your safe.
What's he got, $17 in there?
I know. It's like, relax. Everything's fine. No one's robbing you.
My Pokemon cards are in there.
Come in here. I'm like, okay, settle down.
That's hilarious.
Then also, I had to explain to him because we had to go to the basement. Then we came back upstairs. And he lost his tooth last night, so he was waiting on the tooth fairy. And he checked to see if she came while we were in the basement. And he's like, oh, and I'm like, well, look at it outside. She's gonna have severe delays. Okay, this is like Spirit Airlines out here. Just get ready. She's not coming for a while.
Does Tooth Fairy have the combo to the safe to put the money right in there?
She just steals from him. I hope not. I go. Also, he didn't lose the tooth until bedtime. I go, so listen, she wasn't expecting to have to make this stop. Okay, so cut her some slack. She's penciling you in last minute.
She doesn't have Apple tags on every tooth in the world.
Yeah, it's like she's got a lot. She has to update her system. It's a whole thing.
Go to her Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Well, Tristan lost a tooth. We got to get over there. It was wild. I had passed out, and the sirens go off, and I run out. Like I passed out about 9, and it was like 11. The sirens are going off, and I walk out, and my wife's still working, and I go, those are the tornado warning sirens. And she goes, should we hunker down somewhere? I go, where? To our neighbor's apartment downstairs and say, can we hang with you guys for a while? And we turn on the TV, and then we see the path. Cheryl Scott had the path on there, like it was coming like from Berwyn.
Yeah.
Like Berwyn right into the city, and then toward Wrigley Field and toward downtown. I'm like, it's the second time I've ever seen that. I have a tornado warning right through this heart of the city. And then they canceled it, but the siren kept going off. I'm going, hey, tell that guy who didn't get the message, turn that siren off.
I think he's a little trigger happy.
I was like, I better do it again. Maybe no one heard this thing. It sounded like someone with one of those push air horns outside my window.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I got it, bro. I got it. Now, listen, I know they got to do that. It's terrible. A tornado comes through and it can be super tragic.
Yeah, you got to let people know. Not everyone just got the news on 24/7 circulating.
Oh, God. I was like, and then I was wired after that. I guess I patrol the hallways, make sure everything's okay here, check the damage.
I mean, there's no help for people like your wife, though, that are wearing AirPods in the middle. Now we have noise-canceling headphones. Like, we don't know what to do.
Yeah.
We got stuff on the TV. We're sending out sirens, but like as people, we just keep finding ways to be able to ignore a bunch of stuff. So
she's sitting there listening to Noah Khan or something.
She's like, it's raining?
Yeah.
Yes.
I go, yeah, something's going on. You turn on the TV and that weather map's all like red.
Yeah.
Did a nuclear bomb drop? Like, what happened?
She wouldn't know. She had those good noise canceling AirPods.
Hey, that's a good ad for those AirPods.
I know.
It blocks out tornado warnings.
That's good. It's really safe. You can't even hear the rain.
Oh, man. But out by you guys, so was there damage on your house when you walked outside?
There was not damage on our
or
house,
trees?
but again, our basement was leaking. So everyone's in the basement. For a long time, I was very tired. It was the first time I'd actually gotten all my work done early. And I'm like,
Same.
I'm going to bed early.
Me
and
too.
Literally on my way up the stairs, the sirens started going off.
Yep.
And my 10-year-old runs to his room. I'm like, okay, so this is what we're doing tonight. Never mind.
Someone's breaking into the safe.
And then I'm like, no, but let's go to the basement. And of course, he's 10. So in the basement, we're playing Pop-A-Shot and soccer and like ping pong. I'm like, I am so tired. And I'm doing the Olympics in the basement. I'm exhausted.
Tornado warnings in the basement used to be fun.
When
Because-
you're 10.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. When I was 10, too. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm tired. This is horrible.
There's so much. So I'm driving in this morning down Lakeshore, which, by the way, is flooded. So be careful on the roads this morning coming in with a lot of standing water. There's an entire love seat in the middle of Lakeshore Drive by Fullerton.
Really?
Like, it actually looked kind of nice. I
You think
thought,
it blew off the top of someone's car and they're bringing it home?
No clue, but I almost hit it because the guy in front of me swerved last minute, and I didn't see it until he moved. And so, of course, I did the right thing. You're supposed to call the authorities, say, hey, there's a love seat on. Someone should go either take it and maybe put it up on Facebook Marketplace. Just get it off the road, please. Do that. But yeah, I was almost like
Did
level.
you then give them your address and you're like, drop off the brand new love seat at my house?
If you guys could take a hairdryer to this thing and dry it off, put some Purell on it, I think it'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. It looks new.
Yeah, it's very nice. Add it to the living room. But yeah, just be careful. There's debris, as they say in the movie Twister. Debris, a lot of it out there. So be careful this morning.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for a fact that makes your brain go. And this involves what you thought about doing when you were young and what you're doing now and growing up and going to college for a degree. And I don't know how many people, when you went to college, did you think about just what's going to make me the most money? Or did you think about what you were passionate about and what you wanted to do for a living? You know what I mean? Like some people, I think, just say, I'm going to get into business, a business degree, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'll be a millionaire by the time I'm 30 or something like that.
Right.
you know?
I think some people get business degrees like because they want to be able to apply for whatever job is going to be profitable. And some people are just business, like they're smart business people. So they know
Sure.
they'll thrive. Doesn't matter the company. They just want to make those kind of decisions and stuff.
So I have the most lucrative college majors, and 9 out of the top 10 are related to one field. So think about that when we come back, about what you think you're going to make the most money at from your college degree. And I'm actually curious then,
I'll tell you
people.
something, I bet it's not radio.
It's no spoiler there. It's not what we do.
Nope.
Nope. But
Tis not.
9 of the 10 are related to one field, and I was pretty shocked by it when I saw this. So maybe you have a kid that's going to college, change your major, or maybe you're in college, or maybe you're going back to college, or maybe you did this degree and it either did or didn't work out for you money-wise, because these are the top. There's 10, and the top 9 are related to one specific field. Like all of them are a variation in this one field.
Oh, this is a good field to go to.
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
We'll let you know what that is at 6:30.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Time for a fact that makes your brain just go. And I found this, blowing my mind a little bit, because 9 of the 10 top college degrees are the most lucrative degrees. And they're all in the same kind of field, I guess. When I use the word, you'll understand what I'm saying. It's not the medical field, so a lot of people guessing that it must be the medical field. It's not. So we'll go like this. Number 10, coming out of college, $66,000 a year if you have a finance degree, okay?
Okay.
Pretty good salary out of college, right?
Fresh out.
Fresh
yeah,
out.
I could see that.
And that's the average salary, too. So some people making more, some making less, but right around that range. The rest are all related to engineering.
Okay.
So if we go in, you've got general engineering at 8, mechanical engineering, industrial engineering, electrical engineering, aerospace engineering, computer science, chemical engineering, and number 1 is computer engineering, which is $80,000 a year. So they're all close, going up about 10 grand for the most part. But computer engineering is the number 1 salary out of college that you'll make if you're that.
My two guesses are going to be engineering, or which is kind of, I was going to say like a technological field of
Sure.
some sorts, but I suppose like a computer science would almost also fall in. So those computer ones would
Yeah.
kind of fall into that.
Same with that. I don't know. I just thought it was wild when I saw that, because it's not surprising necessarily. Maybe it's not a completely mind-blowing fact. But if you're in engineering, you're going to do pretty well no matter what you choose, what field in engineering.
Oh my gosh, there's so many things engineer.
That's the thing.
Everything needs to be engineered.
My brother-in-law is an engineer, and I don't know what he does, and I've asked him, hey, we're just kicking back with the beer. I got a lot of time here now. How about laying it out for me? Explain exactly like what your day's like.
Are you like building? Is he like building stuff?
He works for the Navy, so he's not in the Navy.
So he can't tell you. That's why you don't know.
He does have like this extra secure thing on his laptop, this encrypted code to go to his laptop, which I tried to watch him do one time, and I couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not an engineer.
I'm not super worried about you breaking the code to get on that laptop.
All of a sudden, I'm Nicolas Cage in National Treasure trying to like...
Well, that's the thing. Like, if you get it, what are you gonna do with it?
I just want to get in.
But then you're gonna launch a missile by accident.
I don't think the passcode is 1234, Brian.
It's his birthday, 69.
420.
420, bro. Yeah, I can't get in that damn laptop. He comes and stays with us all the time, and I wake up in the middle of the night, and I want to go out there. I got to get in this laptop. I got to get in.
You put on some hacker sunglasses and go to work and never can get it.
The thing is, even if you got in, like, you wouldn't understand what you were reading.
Nothing.
Do you it wouldn't resonate. It's not just like a notepad that says where the missiles are.
It's like
10 missile locations.
It's like Facebook Farm Bill. Here's the missiles. Go over there.
Perfect.
All right.
Let me go to the missiles tab real quick.
What's wrong?
Google Maps pops up.
I just want
I'm
to
10 miles away.
Am I so wrong to just want to launch a missile?
Just one.
Just one.
Everybody gets one.
I can put it in the ocean. It's not going to hurt anybody. Well, some fish and a whale.
Well, I think it could still affect some people.
Yeah, probably some whales. I like whales. I don't want to hurt any whales.
People fish there.
But I've let him try to sit and explain to me what he does. He said it several times, and it's never retained in my head, like what he does with he goes on Navy ships and he
fix Navy ships?
He does. That's basically, let's just say he does that. Because I can't go beyond that.
He's a ship engineer.
He's a ship engineer.
Can you text him and see if he can explain it to you?
What's his title? Just let's get his title, and then we can all guess
I
what that means.
don't know what his title is.
But text him.
I'll text him.
I hope his title's missile launcher.
And I'm like, really? You couldn't figure that out? I hope he's not even an engineer and Brian's just wrong.
Oh.
He's like, I sail the ships of the day. I told you 18 times. I'm a captain.
He's gonna text me back. He's a pirate. That's what he's gonna text back. I know. Jeez.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. This time of the day, 6:40. We always like to know on Monday what was the highlight of your weekend. Now we have some stuff, but one just came through. Jenny in 312. Jenny, you have to call us.
I texted her and said, please share more things.
Here's what she said. I ended up giving birth to a baby Friday morning that I did not know I was pregnant with.
I got to say, that really throws a wrench whatever you're going to do on Saturday, huh?
Wait, that's like one of those Walmart stories. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
my gosh. She must have had one of those, like, cryptic pregnancies where you can't see that you have a bump, you know?
What?
I would think.
Jenny, we need to hear that story. Please call us at 312-591-8300. I mean, it makes Trucker Mike's not sound so great. Trucker Mike took to the side, bought a new car, a new Ford Escape. I mean, it's nice. Got a Ford Escape. It's a nice car. You know?
I mean.
But I can't. How can you top Jenny's?
Listen, I spent 9 months preparing because I was somebody who found out I was pregnant like immediately. Like I was like 2 weeks pregnant when I found out, right?
Yeah.
So I spent like a full 9 months getting ready for the baby. And I was still unprepared. Like, I can't even imagine. Like, okay, where's it going to sleep? What are we going to do? What are we going to name it? We don't have clothes. I can't even imagine, like, leaving the hospital and being like, we have to go to Target. So that's, like, really bad.
Oh, my God. Well, while we're waiting to hear from Jenny, because I guess she just called in, but her line dropped. We just had her. And
Let me try to get her back. I just had her.
I saw her. Yeah. Go try to get her, Case.
The baby's probably interrupting. My baby interrupts me all the time when I'm trying to do stuff.
And your baby's not new. Hers is like from Friday. Good Lord. She's probably still in the hospital, right?
Well,
could
let's see.
be.
Friday. I guess maybe depends what time on Friday. Like she had him Friday morning, so she had all day Friday, all day Saturday.
Could have came home yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, and then probably last night, I
Wow,
suppose.
Jenny. Congratulations. God bless the baby.
I would have begged. If that happened to me, I'd be like, can I just say like a week? Like, I got some stuff to figure out. You can't get me out of the hospital in 2 days.
Well, Jenny, we want to hear your whole story.
God bless the baby.
But myself and Kenzie were at the Renaissance Fair. Our highlight of the weekend was up there at Bristol Renaissance Fair on Saturday, which was incredible.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much.
It always exceeds my expectations, even though I've been there 4 years in a row now. And I know how awesome it is. But then you get up there, and it's then even more awesome.
Because, and I love how they do this, it's that once a year experience. So you always get excited for it. It's always special. One thing that we've done as a society is we've made everything so accessible that, you know what I mean, though, that it does lose like its oomph.
Yeah.
And this isn't. This is one of those things that you still have to wait for, that you can only go to for, you know, a limited time. It only happens on the weekends for like a month or two, right? So it's like, you get amped up, you have to plan a trip to it, and it is fun and exciting every single year. And there's things that you can obviously, because the Renaissance Fair, only get there, right? I feel like people kind of destroyed regular fairs because, like, well, I can go on rides, I can get fair food other places, I can get this, but like, you can't get Renaissance stuff other places, so it's so fun.
Well, you described it perfectly last week. They create a land.
Yeah.
It's a world where fantasy rules.
Amen.
And it's open, and you can go all the way till Labor Day weekend. But we did all kinds of fun stuff. We did archery, where I guess we tied, right, at archery. We both got a bullseye.
We both got a bullseye. I will say that I split the arrows that we received in half, and then I found out the sales guy, Roy, patted you and gave you more arrows, so that way you could equal out with me.
You see, Roy's Italian, and you throw him a 20, he gets you more arrows. That's just how they work.
I was kind of like, we could just bought more arrows, and we were $10.
That's just how it works.
But I was like, oh, okay, so you did pad your win a little, or your tie with me a little bit, but it's fine.
I'm not disputing that.
Call me Katniss, you know.
And then we did a sword fight. Well, basically, it was a battle, a duel with any kind of weapon you wanted. And now listen, they were not steel; they were made of styrofoam, but they looked real.
And like, I will say, like, when they said styrofoam, I thought they'd be light as a feather. They were foam, but they were heavy AF. Okay, like they were still heavier weapons. I guess they just couldn't like kill you.
Yeah.
So I don't know what kind of foam that is. I'm not familiar with it. But the problem is that Brian picked a massive sledgehammer, and I could not hold the really long, tall weapons. They were heavy still.
Sure.
So I had to grab just a normal sword. So as if you being 6'4" and me being 5'2" wasn't enough of an advantage.
6'4" and a quarter, please.
You picked a super long sledgehammer.
Now, I was trying to be nice because I didn't want a sword. I said, I'll just use this hammer.
Why is that nice?
How could I hurt you with a hammer?
You had the, and it was like your wingspan is already the size of my body, and then you added an extended, and I did pretty good. Against you.
You did.
We tied over and over and over again.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like best of 3, and we kept tying, so we kept going to a next round, which, by the way, I thought I was going to have a heart attack. It was 95 degrees out there.
That's my thing, is I had to rely off my quickness, and I blocked you with my shield multiple times when you were swinging a hammer at me.
I was like Seth Rogen in Superbad when he goes, he's the fastest kid alive. I was like, oh my God. Kenzie's the fastest girl alive. I can't keep...
Case, you weren't there, but I was running circles quite literally around Brian, trying to wear him out.
Do we have video of that? I haven't seen any of the weapons.
There is video that will be up. Alex, our photographer, got video, so it will be up to this morning, hopefully. But then I really got adept with that hammer.
Yeah.
And he got mad at me for running around.
Yeah. So I got one clean shot. It's kind of like that bow and arrow shot, you know, like in Braveheart, he has the one chance to do it. And I got through with the hammer and hit Kenzie.
Yeah, to the ground. Sorry. It was not that serious. I was lightly poking Brian. He knocked me in the head and I fell on the ground.
She got airborne for a second from the hit.
He was so mad at me for being fast that he just like Hulk smashed me.
I also want to make it clear she was wearing a belly dancer outfit, so she probably has some...
The entire thing was so unfair. It was unbelievable. And Brian goes, when we start, you should probably get a bigger shield, because he had this body shield. I go, I also can't lift that. Like, I have to have this tiny one. It was like David and Goliath.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I had to win, so I used the hammer.
Hey, Brian, how awesome did it feel when you took Kenzie out with a hammer?
You've got to imagine the joy in slow motion, her airborne and then hitting the ground. It was great. It was so cool. And
I'm sure you felt like a real man after I literally won several rounds.
Yeah, but I finally won. Yeah. And that's all that matters. You know, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. But I wasn't cheating. I just had the hammer, the sledgehammer, if you will.
Well, the problem was, you know, when you can lean forward and create, because here's the thing, you were just supposed to do body like jabs, right?
No blows to the head.
You weren't supposed to.
Right.
But Brian did the thing where he was leaning out and then just leaning forward with the hammer. It was physically impossible. I'm like, you're 7 feet away from me. This is like so unfair.
It's called reach.
I can't help it. I'm genetically gifted.
Yeah.
I can't help it.
Yeah,
It was
you're
just
like Ali in his
scooting
prime.
backwards.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even like, you weren't even talented.
Well, I won. That's all that matters. And then we did something where we both won. We ate the cheese fritters.
Wow, those were really good.
Those were the best.
We got told on the text line, 700 times in a row, the best thing to eat at the Renaissance Fair is cheese fritters. And we tried it. We actually opted out of turkey leg.
Yeah.
And went to cheese fritter line, okay? And boy, was everyone correct. I have no complaints.
It's like the size, let's say a cheese curd the size of an 8-ball. It's so good.
Because Brian's like, is that only filled with cheese? Because they were so big. They were like pool balls. And I'm like, I think so, because it's not like a cheese and sausage fritter.
I was hoping,
So
but
I'm assuming, and
Yeah.
they were incredible. And
So
I
good.
thought, oh my God, I'm only going to be able to eat one of these. I had 7. I had 7 cheese fritters.
for you.
They were really good.
Good for you. What kind of Weight Watchers points did that set you back?
I took the day off. After getting beaten with a hammer, I thought I should have a cheese fritter.
I want you to put in your Weight Watcher app, put in cue ball sized cheese fritter and see what
See what
comes
the
up.
possibility is.
I ate all the cheese that you could eat in 6 months in one sitting.
It was so good, though.
It was so delicious.
I worked up an appetite.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So keep checking in with your highlights of the weekend. Now, Case was at the legendary Noah Khan show at Alpine Valley. He talked about having the anxiety of just going up to the show. But what happened when he got there was really when the anxiety began. And if people were there, I know a lot of our crew members were there, 40,000 people up there. Case is going to tell the story, the firsthand account of what happened at Noah Khan Saturday night, and you have to hear it. We'll have that in 2 minutes.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.